Hey, this is Robert here again at DeWalt Fabrication. Now I've got a great video lined up for all of my DIY guys and you gals out there working on your projects at home, getting your hands dirty. This week's video, metal cutting, chop saws. That's what we're talking about in this video. So we've got Evolution, we have a DeWalt, and we have a Vevor. We're going to be talking about pricing, we're going to be talking about consumables, and we're going to be talking about the most important, quality. Because if you invest in equipment for your home shop, quality is number one. You want the most bang for your buck. I'm going to give you 3 great reasons why this Vevor will do just that. Give you the best quality and the most bang for your buck. Let's get into it. Round 1, Vevor metal cutting chop saw versus our DeWalt chop saw. So immediately, the DeWalt is at a disadvantage because it is limited to, and it uses an abrasive wheel to cut the metal. The disadvantage of using a abrasive wheel is in the construction. So the way that this wheel is made, you can see the woven mesh there. They grind up aluminum oxide particles or silicon carbide particles, then put it into a press, pour in a resin binder, and then form this wheel. Now I have another one, a wheel that's made, a cutoff wheel that's made exactly the same process, same materials. Well, you see that little chip or nick right there? If that happens in this wheel, that can explode. Now our Vevor comes equipped with a steel carbide tipped blade. Yeah, that thing looks nasty. That will zip right through steel like butter. And when an abrasive wheel does explode, well, it's going to look like that. Now, luckily, I had all my PPE on. It didn't hit me. I got lucky in that sense. I kept this piece to remind myself. Well, I also have the other piece. It's embedded up there in the ceiling. And I keep that as a reminder how dangerous these abrasive blades can be. And that's another huge advantage of using a metal blade over an abrasive blade. And regardless of which machine you're using, either the steel blade or the abrasive blade, always use the proper PPE. Don't risk your health or your eyesight. Now, you have to use more PPE when you're using the abrasive blade because this thing's going to be throwing out a bunch of particles of either the aluminum oxide, there's going to be fiberglass, or the silicon carbide. You don't want to be breathing that, and you don't want it in your eyes. So that's always an added safety concern when you're using the abrasive versus the steel. Low maintenance, high maintenance. Let me tell you what I mean. If you don't clean this machine often, this will happen. When you're using this machine, cutting with it, it's throwing off a ton of sparks. There's a lot of metal floating around in the air. And whatever this material is made out of, those two things are combining and mixing, and they're depositing somewhere. And that's what it looks like. This is a deposit of that material. Okay, that's not such a big deal, but what is a big deal is it's also being deposited inside of this guard. And I found a piece. I had to wiggle this out of here, but this is a piece of the metal and the blade material combining together under heat, solidifying, and this thing is rock hard. Now, you can break it, but if I was using the machine and this happened to dislodge while I was using it, hit the blade or got caught in between, now it's a bullet. Yeah, that's not what you want. And this can never happen with the Vevor chop saw. We've been adding new products to our online store every week, all to make working on your project go smooth and easy. The link is in the description, DeWaltFabrication.store. And the number one reason that this Vevor beats the DeWalt: cut speed. Ferrari, Volkswagen. Hey, we've got some really heavy wall square tubing that we're going to set up in this machine. That measures out to 10 gauge. We have our heavy wall tubing set up in both machines. Let's do a cut speed test. Let's check out cut quality. Okay, this is the DeWalt. Yeah, we've got some cleanup to do. And this is the Vevor. Really nice, clean cut. You definitely have to be wearing a respirator because there's a lot of particulates in the air. Take a look at this. Instead of a bunch of particulates floating around into the air, all we have are these little metal chips. Round two, let's see how the Vevor stacks up against the Evolution. So let me tell you what I dislike the most about this Evolution chop saw. It is the way that the material is held into place while you're cutting. This contraption is their material hold down. Wait until you see how they want you to use it. So I've laid out some different sizes and shapes of metal stock. We are going to get it loaded into both of these machines, secure it, and then I'm going to let you decide which one you think is the safest. First up, Evolution. So we've got some metal tubing. And when I bought this machine, it's like I said, I bought it a few years ago. I had high hopes for it right out of the gate. I was really let down, and this is why. So the way you're supposed to secure the stock, there's a boss here, one on the opposite side. You're supposed to take this tubing, secure that, lock it into place. Then you take this thing, I don't really know what you call it, I know what I call it. And you're supposed to tighten it down here. It'll swivel like this. I guess you're supposed to find the center line of your material, which is kind of difficult on a round tubing. Tighten it down, and then you start securing this by tightening it. Well, this thing can move around on you. Okay, now you can see I have some pressure on this, but now let me show you. I'll tighten it some more. The more you tighten it, it's starting to slip, slipped right off. Yeah, for round tubing, that's a no. Okay, so the Vevor, the way it secures material, flip that latch, pull this back, put in your material up against the fence, push it to, flip the latch, and now you can secure it. Now the DeWalt has this type of system also. This is a really good quick release, quick binding system. Now, put the guard down. Yeah, that's secure. I feel very confident when I'm using this machine to cut. This is now my wood cutting machine because it'll cut 4x4, it'll cut 2x4s. That's the only confident thing that I would use this little contraption for. Evolution, deal breaker, nod to Vevor. Issue number 2, quality of construction. So let's do a shake test. Look at the pivot points, then we're going to lift it up, take a look at both of the bases. Yeah, that's one piece construction, and it is very heavy duty. Now let's give the Evolution a shake. And the base, well, now there's a 2-piece base. It has the top and a bottom. And that's where all of the movement's coming from. It's secured in the center with a stud and a nut. And a spring, yeah, maybe not such a great idea. A lot of shaking going on. So I'm not going to say it, but you can feel free to leave your opinion in a comment to which one of these two machines is the most sturdy. And reason number 3, pricing. Now I want to be totally transparent with you. I picked this Evolution up, like I mentioned, a few years ago, but the current Vevor Chop Saw Evolution metal cutting saw is going for around $1,000. Now they have made some upgrades. You can check that out. The DeWalt currently, Home Depot, $239. And the Vevor on the Vevor website, $247. And hey, I'm going to put a link in the description. If you follow it, use the discount code. It'll save you even more money on the Vevor. For your home shop, I think you know which is the best chop saw for you. Thank you to all of our followers, subscribers, and as always, thank you for watching.